Hey everybody, thank you for joining me at Lisa's Sacred Space. And that's what I'm going to be starting to call this YouTube channel. And I have a podcast that I do, as well as my Facebook page is called Lisa's Sacred Space. So I thought I'd be consistent and start using that for this one, just instead of just Lisa Newhoff. And anyway, so many of you have been watching my videos. You know that I channel Galactic Energy Group. I also am channeling Language of Light. And both of these things that I connect with, or both of these energies that I connect with, are vibrational energies, and they work through me vibrationally. Sometimes it comes out in words, sometimes it's an energy that I feel in my body, and it's helped me to understand, and I've learned more about it through my guides, is that we are all made up of energy, and the vibrational energy, the frequencies that we send out. And so it's so important for us to start paying attention to what we send out into the universe, because the universe responds to what we're sending out and it gives it right back. It's the laws of the universe. That's how it works. So if we send out a negative vibration, we're going to receive more negative vibrations in return, because it matches whatever you're sending out. So one of the things that I have learned is through my process is to get rid of anything that is pulling my frequency to a lower vibration. It's, people, places, and things it can really work on my psyche and get me into a negative spiral pretty quickly. So when I channeled the energy group this evening, before I started this video, they shared with me 5 things that we can do to help raise and hold our vibrational frequency to a higher level. And one of the things that they talk about, of course, is the sound vibration. And what is sound vibration? And it is that it is like a ricochet effect, and it bounces off of things, and it can also be absorbed as well. So when people say things to us or we say things to other people, these things can be absorbed into somebody else's cells and their atoms and their molecules and things like that. So words can be healing, and words can be very can cause a lot of pain and hurt and anger. So that's one of the things that's important for us to start looking at, is starting to work on ourselves. And I've said this and because my guides are just very consistent on the fact that it is time for us to start doing the work. We can't sit back and expect somebody else to do it for us. We have to do it for ourselves. It's not something that's like a one and done. It's a continual teaching. And so one of the things that they said is about the sound vibration and the words that we speak, and not just the words, it's our thoughts are also a vibration. It sends out a vibrational frequency. And I did this one time just as just to see what would happen. And my plant, I had 2 plants sitting side by side, and one I pulled aside a little bit further, and I spoke lovely words to it and had great thoughts. Every time I watered it, I would think good things about it and be really nice to it. And then the other plant, I would water it the same, give it the same amount of water, but I would think negative thoughts about it and tell it why I didn't like it, and I didn't, I was just negative to it, and I didn't give it the same attention that I gave to the other plant. I gave them the same amount of water, but I'm talking like thought attention and verbal attention. And it was really interesting to see how my 2 plants reacted. The plant that I gave the happy thoughts to and the loving thoughts to, it flourished. And the plant that I gave, fed it negative thoughts and feelings, and just kind of was just like, didn't really give it the time of day, other than the fact of watering it. And, I would hang around it, but I would say negative things to it. And when I did that, that plant started to die. The leaves started turning yellow, and a lot of the leaves were starting to drop off. And it made me feel bad, so I went back to sending it love vibrations, because I do love my plants. But it was just it was an exercise. I wanted to see if this was true, and it is. It's very true of what we put out there, and it wasn't just my thoughts; it was my words as well. That we hurt people with our thoughts and our words. And so, so that's one of the things that we have to really think about is pay attention to what our thoughts are, and, be careful of what our thoughts and our words and what we say, and just always try to come from a higher vibration of love. And the other thing, number 2, is being diligent in, our awareness of what we say and what we do and how we do it. And it's like, basically, they're talking about, taking care of ourselves, not just our mental health, but our physical health, getting enough sleep, eating properly, exercise, all of these things, it affects our psyche and helps us to, think clearer and have a better feeling thoughts, and we feel better about ourselves. We, emanate that out into the world. We send that vibe out into the world. Emanate, I don't know if that's the right word, but anyway, I put it out there. But we're putting out the right vibes when we feel good about ourselves and we're doing good things for ourselves. And so that's one of the things that they're saying about being diligent in taking care of ourselves and taking care of our thoughts. And, just basically, continuing with, say, affirmations. Affirmations are very important. And sometimes it's really good to say your affirmations when you have some nice music playing in the background, like a nice frequency type music that is inspirational, and you're speaking your affirmations. So you're raising not only the vibration of the sound waves around you with the music, you're also raising the vibration of the sound that's coming out of your that you're speaking. So that's another one. It's like sending out that verbal vibe out into the universe, so that the vibe can come back to you as you put it out. So that's another one that we can do. And then the third one, they said, basically, is we are human. So we're going to fall back into our old patterns occasionally as we're working on ourselves. It's easy because sometimes we get around people, places, and things that can hold us down and pull us down. We might be living in an environment where we're not being supported the way we would like. And it might be a work environment, it might be a home environment. But whatever it is, it's important for us to continue to work on us and working on ourselves. And it's just that other people will want to hold you into that feeling, that negative, lower vibrational feeling, because that's where they are. So it's important for us to rise above that. And the main things that they say, 3 of the main things that hold us back are shame, guilt, and grudges. Like, we hold grudges against other people. And so it's important for us to forgive and to let go of these feelings. And forgiveness is I think for me, it was easier to forgive other people than to forgive myself. It was harder for me to forgive myself and the things that I have done and said, and the way I may have behaved. And it was very difficult for me to learn to forgive myself. And shame and guilt held me. It just held me in that pattern. And it's hard to let go of shame and guilt, and all of those patterns that we have held on to for so long, because it's kind of become, who we are. It's become our attachment to the situation, and it's easier to, stay attached and then to step out of our comfort zone. So that's the hardest thing, is because, we stay attached to things because it becomes our story. And it's easier to tell that story than to create a new one. But it's time to create a new story. And this is what my guides keep telling me to share with you. And they're sharing it with me, to continue to tell a new story and step out of our comfort zone and to become unattached to the old ways that we've been, the old ways of doing and things that we have been so reluctant to let go of, because it's comfortable, it's familiar, and so it's easier to stay stuck. But it's time to become unstuck, is what they share with me. The other one is number 4, is they're telling us to drop the blame game. Blaming others for where we are. Blaming others for our lot in life. And we can't blame other people for where we are, because where we are is because of what we think and how we feel about ourselves. So again, it's time for us to change the way we look at ourselves and the way we think of ourselves and the way we think of our environment, and to just get out of that same loop that we've been in. And, it's just, it's easier to blame other people, because then we don't have to take responsibility for our own actions and why we're here, or why we're where we are at any given time, or we don't have enough, and we don't have don't have the job that we should, or we don't even have a job right now, so it's because it's the government's fault, it's my parents' fault, it's whoever, my husband's fault that I am the way I am. No. It's nobody's fault. It's the fact of the way we look at things and how we perceive our life. And it's about what we make of it, and the things that we learned from other people, and that may not have been the most positive teachings, are things that we can let go of, and we can create a new way of learning and new way of understanding. And it's just a matter of continuing to watch videos like this and other videos that are out there, and reading books. Wayne Dyer was one of my mentors that he taught me a lot. Carolyn Mace is another one that I have learned so much from. And it's just a matter of wanting to do something different and to make the changes. Even another one that has been wonderful for me is Abraham Hicks. And they really teach a lot of things about learning to let go of things and the old patterns and the old ways. So all of these things are so important for us to continue to move forward and to grow and to evolve. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to stay in the same negative loop and the negative spirals that we've been in. It's time for us to find a new way of living. And so that's very important. And the other thing is we have to shine a light on all of the old patterns, because it stays dark until the light is shined on, is shown upon it. And it's important for us to shine that light on the darkness so that it can be revealed and healed. You can't heal something unless it's revealed. And if we keep stuffing all of those old feelings and thoughts and beliefs and not doing anything to change it, or to allow it to heal, then we're going to continue that same loop. I kind of had to look at it as open heart surgery, because my whole heart had to be opened up. And I had to allow all of this stuff that I had been repressing or holding on to, and just allow it to release. And then I could be, sewn back up, and then I could start healing. And it wasn't easy. It was very painful. And I think that's a lot of times why so many of us will try to, just skirt the issues and put it, oh, I'll deal with that tomorrow, or I don't want to look at that right now, or whatever, because it is painful and it hurts to cry. It hurts to feel those feelings, but it's important to let them out and release them. So, just let them go and move on and live a good life. And number 5, they're talking about, they shared with me about changing your environment. And they're not just talking about your outer environment, they're also talking about the environment within. And that's all of the things. It's about letting go of all these old patterns, the ways that we just are no longer of serving us, and just allowing new ways of doing into our lives. And when our inner world changes, our outer world many times will change also. I've shared with you in the past that when I took a look at all of the things that were going on inside of me and learning to release them, and sometimes I just had to pick one at a time because there was a lot of stuff that was coming up, so I had to just okay, I'm going to pick this one, I'm going to work on this today, or whatever it was. But as they come up, I was working on it, and when I started doing that, my rose-colored glasses came off, and I started to realize that the relationship that I was in wasn't healthy for me, and it was time to change my environment, and that's exactly what I did. That's not going to be the same for everybody. It might just be, maybe, sprucing up your house and changing your environment that way. Maybe cleaning out the clutter in your home, because you're cleaning out the clutter inside. You start cleaning the clutter out in your home, getting rid of things that just no longer serve you anymore, and donating them and feeling good about making a donation, or just letting go of things that no longer are there to, give you the same feeling that you had before. So it's about letting go and releasing and, allowing new things to come into your environment. It's like if we have our hands closed, what's going to happen is nothing, we can't grab anything. But when we open up and we allow and we release, now we can get a hold of things, and we can make the changes necessary, and we can allow new things to come in. So, this is one of the things that I'm going to continue to share with you. And, because we are all vibration, and everything that we do and we say and we think is affecting not only ourselves, it's affecting our environment, it's affecting the people around us, and it's affecting everything, because we are all connected. And so, when you look at it like that and you start thinking, it's not just me, it's not just about me anymore, it's about, raising my vibration. But when I raise my vibration, it's a ripple effect, and I'm also helping others to raise their vibration. They might not even know it. It's like sometimes when you walk into a room and you can feel that energy, you can feel that vibration, and somebody can walk into a room and they kind of control the room, and you feel their wonderful energy field around them, and you're like, wow, I want to get to know this person. Or somebody could walk into a room and the whole feeling of the room changes, because they just drug all of their garbage in that room with them, and their attitude and everything, and they didn't even have to open up their mouth, they didn't even have to say one word, but you felt that there was just something amiss about them. And it's like, ugh, I don't know if I want to be around that person, because of their energies feel so negative. We all pick up on this. So let's start changing that, let's start making the difference. And, it's just the words that we speak go, I'm going to paraphrase here for a minute, but, I heard somebody say about, how everything's connected is, the words that we speak go into somebody else's ear, and their cells are absorbing what we're speaking, and then they're putting out their vibration, and then they're sharing whatever it was that we shared, and it's just like this ripple effect. So put out good things, put out good vibes, put out good vibrational frequency, and you'll be amazed at what will come back to you when you start doing this. And it's something that, we have to work at it. It's not, something that's going to be, I know that I'm a lifelong student here on planet Earth, and this is not something that's just going to be, I'm going to graduate someday, and hopefully when I get to the other side, that will be my graduation gift. But right now, I'm here, I'm learning every single day, and I have to stay diligent in the work that I do. So, paying attention to my thoughts and my feelings and my actions. And I'm human, and I make mistakes, and I say some negative things, and I, maybe, you'll pick up once in a while where I might use different words that are not of a higher vibrational frequency, but I'm working on it. And I'm working on myself every day. So just know that, we're going to stumble, but we just have to pick ourselves back up, and we have to continue on. And once we start doing this work, you can't go back, because it just doesn't work anymore. And you start looking at things like the way, the new way of doing things, and it's just like you just know that you have to continue moving forward, because it doesn't work anymore when you try to go backwards. And so once you shine that light on that, on the darkness, what will happen is that what you're revealing will be able to be healed. And that is the wish that I send to you is, let's do the work. Let's raise our vibration collectively. And let's watch the changes that happen in our lives. And I'm excited. I want to hear from you. If you have some exciting changes that in your life that are happening to you, and all because of the way you've changed your thought pattern and the way you've started to do things in a different and more higher vibrational way, I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below and tap on the bell. And also hit the like button. This helps me to continue what I'm doing and to bring more videos to you. So I appreciate everything that you are doing to help to raise the vibration of the planet. Because if you're watching this video, I know in my heart that you're a light worker. And you're an empath, more than likely, which most of us light workers are. So I want to send you love and peace and blessings, and let's go out and just raise our vibration. Namaste.